Welcome, welcome. It is good to have you here. We got another Songs for Our Time, People's Music Network Song and Poetry Swap. I'm Ben Groscup. I'm the Executive Director of PMN, here from Greenfield, Massachusetts. And we got a great lineup of artists tonight, members of the People's Music Network who use our songs for peace and justice. Few things to let you know about. Our mission is about sustaining and growing this community of performing artists, activists, and allies that are using our songs, our poetry, and other art forms as catalysts for a just and peaceful world. We were formed back in the late 1970s, got incorporated in the 1990s, and we have been building this network of socially engaged musicians ever since. And it's been about 4 years that we've been doing lots of events on Zoom. This is March 2024 marks the 4-year anniversary of when we started doing online events. And we remember what happened in March 2020, but we are also doing in-person events. And I just wanted to call people's attention before we get that music started to some of what's coming up, because there's a ton of things going on right now online. But there's also our fall convergence come October. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of what's coming up and just highlight a few kind of exciting details about it. This is our website, peoplesmusic.org. And if you go to the events page, you can get all the upcoming events. There's also lots of resources for members if you check over here. But upcoming events, we're in Songs for Our Time right now. You'll meet all the artists. Songs of the Spirit is happening on March 24th. And then if you have a song in progress, if you're a songwriter and you are looking for feedback from a community of artists that are also thinking about how to use music as a tool for social change, this is a wonderful community that has been holding monthly sessions called If I Had a Song. It's a really great resource. This is a special event we have on March 27th, Women's History Month in spoken word and song. We have Marcy Boyd and Joni Calum organizing this wonderful program of featuring women members of the People's Music Network, and you really talking about the contributions that women have made to song, to the struggle for justice, and more. All these images are of various notable women through our history. PMN Songs for Our Time. Hey, if you didn't get on the list for this month, sign up for next month, April 11th, and share your songs next April 11th. June celebration, Juneteenth is going to be celebrated this year on Zoom on June 6th, and that's going to be a really great program. We're really ramping up the program committee right now, which is kind of exciting. So there's going to be a lot more opportunities for like themed song programs, concerts, and so forth. So a lot of that is in the works right now. And then come October 4th through 6th, we have the fall gathering taking place in Groton, Massachusetts. That was actually an event that took place in May of 2023. And I'm just really excited to get the whole community together, man. When we have a PMN overnight event that is like, you can just develop a whole different kind of relationship with the community when you do that. So I'm hoping folks will join us in Groton, Massachusetts from October 4th to 6th. You're gonna be hearing more about that. A few guidelines for tonight. Definitely share the YouTube live stream link. If you're on YouTube already, you just press that share button. Same thing with Facebook. Like the stream. Lyrics, the link to the lyrics are actually in the description for tonight's event. So a lot of the people sent in their lyrics when they registered, and you can check in on all those wonderful songs and maybe sing them yourself if you'd like. For our performance tonight, the verbal encouragement thing is like, hey, let's like hold some space for each other. So after the person performs and it's your turn to perform, before you get into your song, take a minute to engage with them. What did they do that just now? Did it move you? Like, how did it move you? Like, see if you can offer something specific that you heard. let them know that you heard that song. And then we can do that also writing text. A lot of people really enjoy after they perform is kind of seeing how that song landed with people. I mean, one of the things about doing song as a political tool is checking in with how did that song land, and we actually have an opportunity to do some of that tonight. So yeah, we'll just stick to a 5-minute performance program, but take a minute to tell us who you are, what your song is. We're building community here, so we want to know where you're coming from, and we want to know where Buzz Merrick is coming from. He is our first performer tonight. Buzz, welcome to the stage.
Well, thank you very much. And I just want to say you're a really nice guy, and I really liked how you introed the whole thing. I was wondering if I can share my screen or not.
You may.
Okay, what I want to do is show the booklet that I'll be working with. A couple of years ago, when I was concerned about the way things were going politically in our nation, putting babies in cages and just all that, the vehemence that seemed to be expressed by so many people, I wrote up a songbook because I've been doing sing-alongs for many, many years. And I found that people only know like the first verse and the chorus. And so what I wanted to do is pull together a songbook for social justice, taking songs from the 60s and 70s protest movement and putting them in one place and throwing in some lyrics, chords, stuff like that. And then I rewrote some of the lyrics to some of the songs, like the one I'm going to do right now. I really like The Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. And so I just wanted to, these songs help make a soundtrack for the protests and rallies of the 60s and 70s. And we seem to not have one at this time. So this is A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. And if anybody would like a copy of this, let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. I'm doing these all for free. I'm doing a number of concerts at churches and stuff like that. And I'm providing the booklet for free too. So. Oh, where have you been, my blue-eyed son? And what have you been, my darling young one? I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've stood in the face of hatred and cruelty. I've marched and I've rallied, singing songs unforgotten. And it's a hard, yeah, it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. Oh, what did you see, my blue-eyed son? And what did you see, my darling young one? I saw sadness grow from the seeds of injustice. I saw the depths of despair in the eyes of young children. I saw babies in cages and their mothers called invaders. I saw women stand tall to raise a whole world. And it's a hard, yeah, it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. And what did you hear, my blue-eyed son? What did you hear, my darling young one? I heard the call, build the wall, from bloodthirsty Christians. I heard the depths of despair in the cries of caged children. I heard the sounds of silence as our country lay bleeding. I heard one person starve, I heard many people laughing. Heard the song of a poet who died in the gutter. And it's a hard, yeah, it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. And who did you meet, my blue-eyed son? Who did you meet, my darling young one? I met a black woman who who shared her forgiveness. I met tortured souls in the clouds of uncertainty. I met a young woman whose body was burning. I met a black man who knelt at injustice. I met a young immigrant, she gave me a rainbow, and it's a hard, yeah, it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain's gonna fall. So what do you do now, my blue-eyed son? What do you do now, my darling young one? I'm going back out before the rain starts to falling, where injustice and cruelty are met with resistance, where hunger is ugly and the souls aren't forgotten, where black is the color and none is the number, where people of good faith outnumber the haters. And I'll tell it, and I'll think it, and I'll speak it, and I'll breathe it, and reflect from the mountain so all souls can see it, and fight for the promise of our children's green future. Well, I know my song well before I start singing, and it's a hard, yeah, it's a hard, oh, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard rain. Fall. Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you, Buzz. Thank you. Welcome back to People's Music Network. I'm going to bring on our next performer who will share a little word with you. That person is Bet Paget. Welcome, Bet. Welcome back.
Thank you, and thank you for doing this. And Buzz, first of all, your idea to have a little booklet with all the songs in it is brilliant. People know these songs, but after the first verse or the chorus, it's like, and this will encourage them to sing along and listen to the words and really get the true feeling and meaning from them. And the song you just sang, I see it was written in 2019, and we're still singing those words. And just like the song that I'm going to sing, I wrote it 4 years ago, and we'll probably still be singing these words or years from now. But thank you so much for all that you're doing. This is called Masks. It's a co-write with Carrie Estrin, who is Jewish. And the song touches on how hate is passed on from one generation to the next. And it is about the, cultures, not only races, but cultures. Because Carrie was Jewish and she felt very targeted many times. And that is what the song is about. Masks. A giant where I stood in a row beneath the hood. I can't see him, but he could target me in a blazing cross in a field or crowd gathered around a tree. That scene has barely changed with time. Beady slits cut in that sheet penetrate me, yet no one sees the man inside who hides behind the mask. Without it, might he ask if what he does stain his name? Was he a well-respected man of the community, with a job, a fine house, and a wife? When he came in from a raid with the mob, did he kiss his children good night? much better than them. What was the world he was living in? Was it something he conceived or agreed to believe? I thought bigotry was a sin. I remember back in school I learned the golden rule. Treat others as you would treat yourself, no matter where you pray above, your shade of skin or who you love. It's disgraceful to ignore these things. His status was handed on a platter and secured by the color of his skin. By candlelight did he read his Bible and think God was proud of him. I see it almost every day. Heinous acts haven't gone away. Charleston, Minneapolis, our capital too, it's still happening today. What that mask represents is not happenstance. Hate is a learned emotion, can talk and breach that wall, make it crumble, make it fall. That rhetoric destroys today. Why is this poison here to stay? There's so many masks out there today.
Bravo! Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Say something about that musical collaboration. I love when artists do that.
Carrie is a radio promotion, and she helps me promote, or has helped me in the past promote some of my albums. And when she heard me working on this song, she stopped me and she said, "You know, I think I might be able to help you." With the lyrics, make them a little bit stronger. And then she explained to me, you know, I'm Jewish and I just feel like I'm targeted. And, you know, I mean, we have seen so many things going on in synagogues, shootings, bombings, you name it, attacks. And so she felt like her entire race, her entire culture was being attacked. And so she asked if she could help me finalize the song and make it a little stronger. So I said absolutely, and it is much better song with her help. So there you
Sweet. That's cool.
Yeah.
Stephen Greenberg said powerful, unmasking Bet, lyrically and musically. Let's bring on Paul Goldman to say a word about it.
That was very good. Excellent, actually. And I would only hope that it unmasks those questions that you raised to the people who are wearing the masks. That, to me, is, if it gets people who are prejudiced to think a little bit about some of the analogies you made, that would be very powerful. But it was a very powerful song and very well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this song that I'm about to present, I wrote, and it was actually very much a PMN song because it was inspired by a workshop I took at the Winter Convergence, where they were explaining what the Braver Angels do, which is to get songs that bring together people of different beliefs. And then also, so I was challenged in that workshop to write this song, and then on editing it, I brought it to the songwriters peer feedback session, which is always great. I try to get there every month. And I also got some good feedback from my family on this, because this is a song about my family. It's called Where Would We Be? It was 1938. It was almost too late as the Nazis were finally closing in. Vienna was a place that condemned the Jewish race with hatred and mortal sin. My father was 13 when his parents fled that scene. They escaped to the USA, and that's the reason I'm here today. Where would I be? Where would I be had the doors been closed to this country? Where would I be? Where would I be had the torch gone out on a Lady Liberty? My grandfather owned a business. The American dream was his witness. How quickly he did his part. My father fought in World War II, the patriotic thing to do. Returned home with a Purple Heart. He earned his college degree while working and raising a family. I got to witness firsthand the immigrants' promise to this land. Where would we be? Where would we be had the doors been closed to this country? Where would we be? Where would we be had the torch gone out on a Lady Liberty? Years have come and gone. Our third generation's growing strong. Bet my grandparents are smiling from above. They saved our family, turned hopes into reality with their courage, faith, and love. This story I do tell so that others know it well, and see my grandparents' legacy in the eyes of today's refugee. Where will we be? Where will we be if the doors are closed to this country? Where will we be? Where will we be if the torch goes out on a Lady Liberty?
Bravo. Thank you, Paul. I was going to read a few of the comments that came in through the chat. Steve Siegelbaum said, "Nice song, Paul. Sadly, the doors were indeed closed to many Jewish refugees. I think the St. Louis in 1939 is what he was referring to." Stephen Greenberg said, "True, and to others, all the more important to sing, 'Where Will We Be,' if the doors are closed to this country." I think that point comes along across clearly. A fine tribute and a beautiful song, Paul, from Joel Landy. That Paget, great song, Paul. Keep singing.
Great.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everybody.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see who we got. We have Jason Baker. Jason, a new member of the People's Music Network Steering Committee. Welcome, Jason. It's nice to see you.
Hey there, and thank you very much, and thank you, Paul, for that song. That was absolutely beautifully done. I really loved the chorus, and my method of relating to it was my father also fought in World War II as a teenager. You know, a Jewish kid going over there to the Battle of the Bulge. You know, the sheer chutzpah, I guess it would be the right word for those guys. Boy, that's the polite word to use for this company. So it's really great to hear you celebrate your family this way. Thank you so much. And of course, relevant to today, sadly, things that are immigration has been a problem for our country for a long, long time. So I'm going to shift topics here. This is about a very sad anniversary that occurred in this past year. It's been 10 years since this very terrible event occurred. So I'm going to play the song and make sure we remember these folks. I'm not gonna light a candle, I'm not gonna say a prayer. Why bother talking to someone who isn't even there? There is no soothing ritual to calm my nerves today. Nothing you can do, nothing you can say. 10 years on and still the day that they were killed, a hurt that will not heal is all that I can feel. 10 years on, 10 years on, 10 years on. Each year when this day comes, I think about the gun used to kill my child and all the stupid trials. Justice isn't served in spite of all the words. Can't take back the gun a mother gave her son. 10 years on and still the day that they were killed, a hurt that will not heal is all that I can feel. 10 years on, 10 years on, 10 years on, all that I can feel. 10 years on, 10 years on. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Bravo. That was powerful. Thank you. Whew. I'm going to check the chat and see what's come in because there's just a really beautiful song. Send in those comments by text here. I want to bring on also our next performer to speak to that song. That is, oh, right. I think Robert May, I'm not seeing him in the room. Am I mistaken? Robert May, speak up if you are here. If not, it would be Lydia Adams Davis. Let's check in on Lydia. Hey, Lydia. Are you
caught her off guard.
I caught you off guard. There was no warning. My
Yeah,
bad.
there was no warning. And the other thing is, I was texting away to people, which is a good thing, you know? I mean, everybody's great. All right, I don't think I have everything perfect, but I'll just sing anyway. Here we go.
Sure.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well, I just want to say, Jason, that was a powerful song. Do you want to say any more just about the specific event? Maybe I'm like
So this
losing
is this
track.
was specific. So this is originally inspired by the 10-year anniversary of Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. However, in recent events, we've also had several more shootings where it's a kid whose parents have given them a gun, and I think so. It's interesting to keep it. It is specifically about that, but it is also about those other events too. And I will note, this is a song I did bring to our monthly workshop for song feedback called "If I Had a Song," and I encourage anyone else who's a member to please check out the workshop if you're interested in writing social justice music.
Yeah, I posted the link earlier. That's coming up on March 25th.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you so much.
Am I in focus here?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
I'm here.
Here's what's going on.
Oh, great. Robert May is here.
Oh, so I'll go after Robert then, right?
Is that true?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Oh, great. Okay.
But
Right. I'll say
Yeah, I see you. Oh, okay. Robert, should we go to Lydia first and then come back to you?
That's
Great.
fine.
Cool. Thanks. Go ahead, Lydia.
Well,
Tell us about your song.
well, Robert is we're from Beacon,
Yeah.
and we sing every month on the first Friday, and we write songs a lot, and we're just blessed to have a community that's descended from Pete and Toshi Seeger, and so I just loved the song I just heard. And Beth was sharing that she had a music student up here working with the Seegers, and also that songwriting thing that you're referring to. I'm signing up for the next one. It's a community up here in Beacon, New York, that will travel to other places. Kind of we need to just love ourselves and love you all, because we're all on the same boat now. Old Maine waters, old Maine trees, old Maine memories of the childhood in me. Old Maine mornings, walking out when the sun is bright. Old Maine quiet every night. Johnny was a welder in his father's shipyard trade. His handsome face betrayed a trace of pain the strap had made. He ran off to serve our country and prove he was a man. He ran to make it home, to die at his own hand. Old Maine waters, old Maine trees, old Maine memories of quiet in me. Old Maine mornings, walking out when the sun is bright. Old Maine quiet every night. So Khaki was my cousin from my uncle's distant line. I kinda knew what she went through from the teasing, same as mine. Our ugly ducking laughter was something we could share. She insisted and enlisted in service over there. Old Maine waters, old Maine trees, old Maine memories of the quiet in me. Old Maine mornings, walking out when the sun is bright. Old Maine mornings come tonight. And Hank, he was a carver. He learned from Chippy Chase. Cocktail haze and drinking ways stayed out of his workplace. He crafted woodlawn wonders and shorebirds by the score. Today he posts them on his page for us to take a tour. But you know, I should say Maine has changed a bit since guns have come around. Celebrating victories don't have a simple sound. The hollow voices mourning those who died in them tell us that we can make changes. Yes, I hope we can. A simple guy, you might say. He loved his rocks and hills. Now the good old boys went hunting just a deer to kill. But an accidental gun that got away took old Johnny's friends, and he looked the other way. Old Maine waters, old Maine trees, old Maine memories of the childhood in me. Old Maine mornings, walking out when the sun is bright. Old Maine quiet every night. Annie was a Scottish lass. She's raised to do her best. She drove around and gave servants the best thing you could see was service became her. Does service become me? But the service that we're talking of is that of war and hate. We lost Johnny Webb not there, but because he couldn't wait. He came back to tell his father, I did just what you said. Now by his own hand he lies there dead. And Fanny, all her service to raise that son so strong, alcohol and sorrow were the life where he belonged. He's no longer with us, 'cause the gun that took him out raised the horror of it all, and now I wanna shout, old Maine waters, old Maine trees, standing here in Lewiston, what you mean to me. In this parking lot, the sun is shining bright. Old Maine sorrow every night. It's time to end this tale, but so much more to say. I hope that you all listening will look another way. Inside the peace that guides you, the sharing and the caring, we can find that peace by the heart and love we're wearing. Old Maine waters, old Maine trees, old Maine memories of the childhood in me. Old Maine mornings, walking out when the sun is bright. Old Maine quiet every night.
Wow. Wow. That was amazing. Lydia, like, Steve, do you want to say anything? Joel Landy's the next performer, but I saw your comment, Steve. That was a great song. Lydia, did you just write that?
Well, yeah, but I attended that workshop you've been touting.
Holy crap. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
So
that helped me
tell
with
us
the
about
lyrics.
how that happened. Like
Well,
the
you,
writing,
well, you sign up. Okay, well, here's what happened. I brought them the gun, took me out. And they said, maybe, maybe there's not enough, maybe it's too almost cut and dry. And then I've been trying to write Old Maine Waters from my childhood in Maine for over 2 years. So what happened was Lewiston happened, and
Oh,
I started singing it around here in Beacon. And
you're,
so
mm.
the gift of Songs of Our Time means I was able to put the two songs together, and and here they are.
Steve, I just want to invite you to make a comment. Pause on this for a second.
Sure. uh, Lydia, that's just wonderful and interesting to hear you tell about how you crafted that, because the chorus and those verses seem, not to be of the same song, and yet they go together so powerfully. The counterposition of them is so powerful, and the chorus is so accessible, and you draw us in with the stories of these tragedies, these gun tragedies, and the other things that afflict our lives. If Lydia, and Ben, if this isn't a great advertisement for the PMN songwriters events, I don't know what is, because it really does it. Way to go.
Thank you,
Well,
Steve.
Lydia, I'll ask you. I mean, I just wanted to take a moment to pause on this because of the greatness of what you just shared. But I do think that better work comes from being in community. I do think that that's just true. And I wonder what you think, having produced this song yourself in the context of some support and inspiration from others.
Some of those people are here tonight and they can talk more about it, but just to have it so easy to get to on Zoom, and some of the people who run this thing, like Eric, I mean, what a soul. I mean, he just feels it all and helps you tone it down into, not tone it down, but craft it into really close to the heart and excellent verses. Because the craft of songwriting is quite demanding. You have only a short time to say a lot. And thank you
Well
about the
said.
chorus. Thank you about the melody. I love
Yeah.
it. The melody's all me. Okay, thank you.
Bet Paget wrote, Lydia, I felt like I knew your characters and probably have known folks who have lived through this. You brought these sad experiences to life. I hope this song will fall upon ears who may bring change.
Ooh,
Thank you very kindly, Lydia.
hey,
I
thank
do want
you.
to bring on our next performer. I think you just revealed that you live in the same town as him. His name is Robert May. Welcome,
Yeah,
Robert.
Yep, we live.
yay.
Yep, we're both part of the Beacon Sloop Club.
Great. Well, it's getting darker in Beacon.
Yes,
It got a lot darker during Lydia's
Yeah.
song. So tell
Sorry
us, to say a word to Lydia and then share one of your songs.
Well, Lydia's a great performer. I perform with her all the time. We really are. We play well together. We're both part of the Beacon Sloop Club, which is an organization which was started by Pete Seeger to protect the Hudson River. And we have festivals to bring people to the river. And we have a sloop called the Woody Guthrie, which we invite people to come sail on that as well. All you have to do is come to the website, go to the website, and we give sails on the river, all started by Pete Seeger. And he started a song circle, which Lydia and I belong to. And I want to sing a song about the river that we kind of, we all love, the Hudson River.
I'm going to interrupt you there, Robert. So we got to have your original sound on in order to make that work. Are you on an iPad?
I'm on iPhone.
Gotcha. I'm going to give you a phone call and we're going to have a little conversation about it because the sound, we need to work on the sound a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to bring on our next performer is Joel Landy. We'll get back to you though, Robert. Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Oh,
Welcome, Joel.
welcome, Lydia. I get to say something nice about you anyway. That's after all. I always like playing with Lydia too, because one of the things that Lydia brings is you don't know if the song that she is singing she's making up on the spot or if it was written down. You know, and there's always a balance. Is
It's
it
true.
is this really butter? You know, you're not sure which it is. But yeah, you took something really sad and you made it pretty, and that
Okay.
makes it more accessible for all of us.
And so are you. You're one of the most successful, accessible songwriters in the whole People's Music Network. Go
Thank
for it, dude.
Well, we're gonna bring back the lens a little bit. Sometimes I need a little perspective. Some say that life's a play. We are living every day, and any given moment is a scene. Can't say it's not so, and that everything I know has come to me in spaces in between. I've been looking at my days, at every passing phase of where I am and who I wanna be. From getting there from here, only one thing remains clear. I am living in the spaces in between. And all things in the universe have their distant place, and anything that matters isn't seen. Our memories may guide us well and lead us further on as we walk within the spaces in between. The cosmos smiles at us at night with a trillion lights. The canopy of galaxies serene, yes, but most of it's dark air, and it isn't really there. And we are floating through spaces in between. And every living thing is but an island to itself, with orbits that bind the greater scene. It's the canvas of existence and the nature of its distance, held together by the spaces in between. An electron spins around a nucleus, it's found in the microscopic atoms we have seen. But the truth, to our surprise, is that an atom's greatest size is found within its spaces in between. And everything we look at and everything we see is an agreement atoms have when they convene. As we regard their traces and the nature it embraces, our thoughts are but the spaces in between. And all things in the universe have their distant place, and anything that matters isn't seen. Our memories may guide us well and lead us further on as we look within the spaces in between. Now, some say life's a play. We are living every day, and any given moment is a scene. One thing that life has taught is that every scene's a thought, that we interact in spaces in between. Hey, even those we wake up with are going somewhere else. We put on clothes and work like some machine. After all, both you and me know where we would rather be as we're walking through the spaces in between. And all things in the universe have their destined place, and anything that matters isn't seen. Our memories will guide us well and lead us further on as we spend our lives in spaces in between. Yes, we spend our lives in the spaces in between.
Bravo. Bravo. Thank you, Joel. Yeah, Bet Paget wrote a great song reminding us of what's important or not. Great song, Joel. It's like you've channeled Phil Oakes at his best. Joel, you really taught us about the big picture. Well done. Can we get graduate credit for this seminar? That's from Roy Gamzee. Let's see who is our next performer. It's Jill Friedman. Jill, I'm going to bring you up to the stage and share a word with our comrade Joel.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
We hear you
Yeah?
great.
I always like hearing you okay, Jim.
I couldn't hear anybody's instruments. Could everybody hear everyone else's instruments?
Yeah.
Okay, something's wrong with my computer. That's okay. I suck at guitar. You'll figure that out quickly. But Joel, profound, honey, profound. I just want to say, well, I'm Jill. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, and about what, 30 years ago, Joel? Um, I joined PMN and was on the steering committee for quite a while. I think 8 years altogether. I feel like I paid my dues and know a lot of history that a lot of new faces don't. You may think you're an old face, but it's an older one here. Um, but anyway, so I'm thrilled that I'm meeting a lot of new people. I've had a lot of health issues in the last couple of years, so haven't made it to a lot of gatherings, but PMN has changed my life in many, many ways. And yeah, lots of good stuff. All right. So I found a song and I love zipper songs because people can really truly become who throw in what they want, and because we're not interactive back and forth, we'll see how this goes. But the way that I found this and kind of learned it was I was just bopping around on YouTube and was checking out what Ben was doing, and I found this song, and he sings so clearly, and his diction is so incredible that I learned it, and then I figured out chords, and this is on the seventh fret. So here we go. It's called Somewhere to Begin, and it's by T.R. Ritchie, who I believe was from the West Coast. And he passed away, and this was done by a few other people as a tribute to him. So here we go. Somewhere to Begin. People say to me, Jill, you gotta be crazy. How can you sing in times like these? Don't you read the news? Don't you know the score? How can you sing when so many others grieve? And people say to me, what kind of fool believes that songs will make a difference in the end? By way of reply, I say, a fool such as I who sees a song as somewhere to begin. Oh, well, a song is somewhere to begin. A search for something worth believing in. So if changes are to come, there are things that must be done, and a song is somewhere to begin. So can you figure out where the zipper part is yet? This time I'm going to do dream instead of sing. And then you can just put in whatever words that you want to. People say to me, oh, you gotta be crazy. How can you dream in times like these? Well, don't you read the news? Don't you know the score? Or how can you dream when so many others grieve? People say to me, what kind of fool believes that dreams will make a difference in the end? And by way of a reply, I say, a fool such as I, who sees a dream as somewhere to begin. Oh, yes, our dream is somewhere to begin. A search for something worth believing in. So if changes are to come, there are things that must be done, and a dream is somewhere to begin. And you can say, and love is somewhere to begin. Or you can say, a dance is somewhere to begin. And then you can throw in all kinds of stuff. And that's when we all get out of our chairs at the end of Songs of the Spirit and start dancing to it. That's the vision anyway. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much, Jill. Thanks for singing that song. I posted
Thanks
into
for
the
teaching
chat
it to me, Ben.
some versions of that on YouTube. My own as well as the original by T.R. Ritchie. Love that song. Thank you for singing it.
Thank
You
you.
do it
You know,
beautifully.
it's one I just want to say one more quick thing, and that
Yeah,
is that when the joy for me is singing with other people. And this is an easy one to kind of pick up and roll with, one of the easier ones. So enjoy.
for sure. I think it's a great song for that. I want to bring in Stephen Greenberg, our next performer. Stephen, welcome. Tell us where you're
Thanks.
from again. I think California, right?
Yeah, Nevada City, California, Sierra
Cool.
Foothills.
Cool.
And thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody. I'm still a relative newbie, so I'm meeting people and learning a lot and hearing a lot of songs for the first time. So thank you, Jill, for that one. I wasn't familiar with that song, and it's a wonderful song. I really appreciate that. And I am proud to count myself as another dreaming fool, following up on the lyrics of that song. And speaking of which, so I'm in the company of a group of songwriters, and I'm guessing that other people have had this experience. I don't know, but have you had the experience of waking up from sleep and having dreamed a new song? So it's an open question. I don't. This is not a discussion. I realize that, but it's happened to me. It had happened to me actually a number of times when I was younger, and the song was always, it was a new song, but it was a song by somebody else. So I would, in the dream, I'd turn the radio on and I hear. It happened a couple of times with the Beatles. It happened a couple of times with the Grateful Dead, etc. They would be playing a new song. I thought, wow, this is cool. I never heard that before, and I hadn't. And I wake up and I remember some of it, but I never bothered to try to finish. The closest I got was while Reagan was president, and I dreamt a Paul Simon song about supply side economics. And I really had like the entire chorus, and I started working on it, but then I thought, you know what? It's just not my song. And I don't know Paul Simon to say, here, you finish it. So that was it. These were all just cool things that happened. I never finished any of them until this one. So in 2017, what was going on at the time, this was early in Trump's presidency, and he was issuing one Muslim ban after another. So that was happening in the world and very much on my mind. And my wife and I were working on our Seder for our Haggadah, for our annual Seder. And the Haggadah hours began with a poem called The Red Sea by Aurora Levins Morales. A line from that is, this time we cannot cross, the first line, this time we cannot cross until we carry each other. So with that going through my head and all that was happening in the world, I woke up from a dream, and I dreamed the first line of the song, we stand together on the edge of time, the entire melody of the song and the entire structure of the song. And that was that. This was what you're going to see is a video from 2018 working on this song with a couple friends. It's called We Stand Together.
Together on the edge of time, the only way to move is forward, but only if no one is left behind, and only when there are no borders. We walk together on the edge of space. The only way to go is onward, but only once we've seen each other's face, looked into our eyes, listened to our sides. That's when together we can wander. Together on the edge of peace, the only road to our survival. 'Cause only when we cure the war disease, melted all the guns for our daughters and our sons, cast off all the weight from the centuries of hate, we'll all be allies and not rivals. Together on the edge of liberty, when all the shackles must be shattered. 'Cause only when no one is left in misery, not locked inside a cage, so there's no more need to rage, not turned into a slave, so there's nothing more engraved, not defined as wrong, so we're free to sing along, and everybody truly matters. Stand together on the edge of time. The only way to move is forward, but only if no one is left behind, and only when there are no borders. Stand together on the edge of time. The only way to move is forward, but only if no one is left behind, and only when there are no borders, but only if no one is left behind, and only when there are no borders.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Beautiful song.
Great. That was a great tune.
Let's bring on our next performers, Michael and Nell. What do you got to say, friends?
Well, we liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the harmony.
Oh,
The
yeah.
harmony was great. I'm a
that-
big
that-
harmony singer. and
That
it
was a
wonderful.
very nice performance. And the inclusion is what hit me. And it reminded me of the John Lennon song, Imagine. You may have heard that before.
Of course.
Yeah, I ran across that.
But it's the inclusive sentiment, you know, come together, be together, you know.
No
peace.
borders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's an anthem.
Right on.
Get it out there as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I think we're going to see our video now, right, Ben?
Yeah, you want to introduce it?
Yes, this is a song that I co-wrote with Judy Class, and it's called Moms for Liberty, and I just want to brag a little bit. Last time we performed this song, we performed it live, just me and Michael, and some people in New York picked it up, and one of the guys knew a guy named Chad Mitchell. How many of you guys out there remember Chad Mitchell? He was a big deal a long time ago, and he passed that guy. I can't remember his name, but he passed the song along to Chad Mitchell. Chad Mitchell actually got in touch with us and said, "I love this song. If the Chad Mitchell trio was still around, we would have recorded it." So I just wanted to share that because, you know, obviously we were thrilled to hear from Chad Mitchell. I mean,
And it all happened right here on PMN.
that's right, because we played this song on PMN. So now you're going to see the video that Michael worked his little butt off with our videographer to produce. And here it is, Moms for Liberty.
We know what all kids should learn, so there's books we ban and books we burn. We make it dangerous to read 'em. That's our special brand of freedom. Pull the bad books off the shelves. We can't let queer kids be themselves. We want drag queens gone. We save kids from that Babylon. America, land of the
Bravo.
Thank you.
Nice work on that song.
Thank you.
Love what you shared about the connections that were made with it as well. So let me see here. So I'm figuring out who the next performer is. It's Dennis Redfield. We bid you good night. Is Dennis here? Speak up if you're here, Dennis. I didn't see you on the list. Because if not, we're going to go to Louise Hetzler. So Louise, do you want to share anything about that song we just heard?
Terrific.
Yeah.
The video and the song perfectly synced together, and I wonder how you can get it out to a wider audience. Have you been doing anything to get it out to a wider audience?
Yes. Well, I sent it to Tom Hartman. If you know who Tom Hartman is, well, he's one of the smartest people in the country. He writes he writes an online news critique, and
he's on the radio
he's
too,
written a bunch of
and
books.
a bunch of books, and
yeah, and he sent us back a message. He just said, "Brilliant."
It is.
That was nice. That was a nice thing to hear.
to get from Tom Hartman. Yes.
But we're plotting on sending it off to Michael Moore and Amy Goodman and some other folks like that. And it's on Facebook.
Oh.
Well, it's on YouTube. It's on
YouTube. It's on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. I put the link in the chat. It's on YouTube if anybody wants it, and please share it if so moved.
Stephen Greenberg said, "So nice to have fun and feel outraged at the same time." Roy Gamzee, "I never laughed so hard at something so serious." Joel Landy, "Well done. That must have been a long editing session." Sure it was, Michael. Can relate.
Oh my God, you don't know.
Excellent all around.
Those images, oh my God, it's a process. Let me tell you.
Indeed.
It's a project.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Louise.
Yes, well, I just picked the song that I'm going to do tonight. I just picked it after Lydia's song because she was talking about the Clearwater and Beacon and all that. And it jogged my memory, my songwriter memory, that I actually wrote a song. It was a contest a songwriting contest for the Clearwater, and the rules were you had to write a song about environmental pollution or water, river, something along that line. So I came up with a nice song called Down to the River. I entered it into the song contest. I did not win, but I ended up with a great song that I've used throughout the years as a teacher with my voice students. In fact, I have a voice student right now who was just learning it this week. So I keep it in circulation. Hope you enjoy it. It's called Down to the River. Come all you responsible citizenry, down to the river and into the sea. We all have a hand in what's going to be, down to the river and into the sea. Dioxin, mercury, DDT, it's down to the river and into the sea. What's done to the earth's done to you and me, down to the river and into the sea. And it's hi-ho, the river, oh, we've got to clean it, you and me. Hi-ho, the river, oh, clean up the river and clean up the sea. To find the solution, one thing is for sure, it's down to the river and into the sea. We're part of the problem or part of the cure, down to the river and into the sea. And it's hi-ho, the river, oh, we've got to clean it, you and me. Hi-ho, the river, oh, happy when we do our job. Down to the river and into the sea. If we do not do it, they'll cry and they'll sob. Down to the river and into the sea. The fish will be happy when the water is clean. Down to the river and into the sea. With a blue sky above and a forest of green. Down to the river and into the sea. And it's hi-ho, the river, oh. We've got to clean it, you and me. Hi-ho, the river, oh. Clean up the river and clean up the sea. And it's hi-ho, the river, oh. We've got to clean it, you and me. Hi-ho, the river, oh. Clean up the river and clean up the sea.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice rhymes. I think Rick Ward we have coming up next. Welcome, Rick.
Hello. Greetings.
Hey, what'd you think of that song?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to listen. I knew I was up next, but I was rehearsing my introduction.
That's all right. You were in gig mode. You were in performance mode. Well, some other people did listen to it, and John Kloss, you had me singing, instant classic folk song Louise from Stephen. Very good. Thank you for that, Louise. All right, Rick. Let's hear your introduction.
Your songs
You've
are
been
always
practicing it.
Thoughtful and heartfelt. I hope you can hear me all right. I've been coming to you from Worcester, Massachusetts today, and I've been playing Irish shows every single day this week, and I love it. So I'm in Irish mode. At any rate, so this song I'd like to play for you is about mine owners. It's about corruption. It's about unions. And about the people. And I'm descended from some of those very same people. As a special bonus, it happens to be an Irish song. My third times removed great-grandfather was caught poaching a king's deer in Scotland. And he worked in the coal mines in Scotland, and the coal mines were surrounded by the mansions of the mine owners. So after that, he got on the boat the very next morning for America to preserve himself and work until he could send money for his family to come over, which is how my hillbillies on my mother's side came into Kentucky, although I understand he worked the coal mines in Pennsylvania. And there's more to that story, but at any rate, so I know something about it, and this song is about that very thing. You may recognize it. Now the High Sheriff of Hazard is a hard-working man. To be a fine sheriff is his only plan. With his hands in our pockets, he'll take what he can, for he's the High Sheriff of Hazard. He looked through my pockets and searched them with care, but nary a nickel or penny was there. So I got 30 days and some lumps in my hair. God bless the High Sheriff of Hazard. Me one evening, and here's what he said: you look like a Russian, you look like a Red, and if you are fond of your skin and your head, beware the High Sheriff of Hazard. I thanked him politely, I thanked him with care, and 5 minutes later I made a phone call a strike meeting at our Union Hall, and damn the High Sheriff of Hazard. Now men there are plenty who sweat out their lives to scratch out a living for children and wives. They sweat for their pennies while the mine owner thrives with the blessing of the High Sheriff of Hazard. When union men strike and the troubles come on, the High Sheriff's word is the mine owner's bond. He's a mine owner too, you know which side he's on. He's a wealthy High Sheriff of since this world first began, that some men are willing to scheme and to plan to gouge all the fortune from the poor working man. For example, the high sheriff of Hazard. The answer is simple, the answer is clear. Let's all get together with nothing to fear and throw the old bastard right out on his ear. Farewell to the high sheriff of Hazard.
Brilliant. Beautiful. Tell us a little more about that song. I've heard that before, but I don't know about it.
It's the tune of the Limerick Rake, and Tom Paxton is the one who composed those words to go with that original tune. I like the original tune, but I kind of like this one too. It's good commentary, and it does fit, the shoes of some people that we have nowadays in politics. So I thought it'd be a good one to bring up.
Thank you, Rick.
You got it.
John Kloss, you are our next performer. What would you like to say?
Oh, thanks a lot, Rick. I was hoping we were going to hear an Irish song because, after all, St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, as they say. So that was a great Irish song. In the true tradition of those of the Irish rebel songs and Irish Union songs. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Rick. Well done. So the song I'm going to play for you tonight is one that hopefully a lot of people know. It's Phil Oakes' tune. It was written, this might scare a few people, it was written 60 years ago by Phil Oakes, and actually just slightly over 60 years ago, which is kind of frightening. And it's got a couple of verses by Neil Paul Stookey as well. This song has been covered by lots of people in a number of different languages, and I think it still speaks to us today. There's so much that's still going on today, and sadly enough, I wish we had changed a lot in the 60 years since this song, and it wouldn't be as relevant as it is. So this is There But For Fortune, Go I. Hit that. Show me the prison, show me the jail, show me the prisoner whose face has gone stale, and I'll show you a person with so many reasons why. There but for fortune go you and I, you and I. Show me the alley, show me the train, show me the homeless who sleep in the rain, and I'll show you a person with so many reasons why. There but for fortune go you or I, you or I. Show me the whiskey stains on the floor. Show me the drunkard as they stumble out the door, and I'll show you a young one with so many reasons why. There but for fortune go you or I, you or I. Show me the famine. Show me the frail. Eyes with no future that show how we failed. And I'll show you the children with so many reasons why. There but for fortune go you or I, you or I. Show me the land where the bombs had to fall. Show me the ruins of the buildings so tall. And I'll show you an old land with so many reasons why. There but for fortune go you or I, you or I. Ouvre la chance à toi, toi et moi.
Bravo. Thank you for bringing that classic song. Beautiful song.
Phil Oak's such a great songwriter. Such a great songwriter still.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. So let's bring on our next performer. Actually, is Mark Hecker available? Is he here? Speak up if we got you here, Mark. Yes, I see ya. I know you are a big fan of Phil Oakes. Want to unmute? Try that one more time. There you go. Hey, Mark.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
You hear me?
We hear you.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. That's true. I am a big fan of Phil Oakes. And I just want to congratulate John on a very, very different and almost, well, free-flowing rendition of that song. Because when I do it, I tend to try to stay in rhythm, but you did it in a very free-flowing way, and it kind of enhanced the meaning of the song in many ways, plus the additional of the extra verse, which I don't know. I always thought of the last verse of that song being sort of prophetic, kind of describing 9/11. And I think when Phil Oakes wrote it, of course, he wasn't thinking of that, but he was thinking, I think, of the Vietnam War and other conflicts that were occurring at the time. But that's the image that when the towers had to fall, that's the image that hits me in the head when I hear that song. And that was a very different rendition. And even you improvise melodically too in a very interesting way. So congratulations, that was a good rendition. Okay, so anyway, I am very, very torn in different ways by the situation in Gaza. And I am very proud of Senator Schumer urging the people of Israel to oust Bibi Netanyahu, because I think his very concrete and means of conducting the war is causing more harm than good. Certainly we want to get all the hostages out, but we don't want to see thousands and thousands of people, women and children killed, and that's got to stop one way or another. But I'm still very devoted to Israel, and this song that I'm going to do was written in 1960 by Jerry Herman for the musical Milk and Honey. This is the land of milk and honey, of sun and song, and this is a world of good and plenty, full and proud. proud and young and strong, and this is the place where the hopes of the homeless and the dreams of the world combine. This is the land that heaven blessed, and this lovely land is mine. What if the earth is dry and barren? What if the morning sun is mean to us? For this is a state of mind we live in. We want to be green, and so it's good to us for when you have wonderful pleasure tomorrow. The rest of the day looks fine. So what if it's dry and rusted sand? This lovely land is, this lovely land is, this lovely land is, this lovely land is, this lovely land is mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mark, I want to bring on Roy Gamzee. Roy, welcome.
Hi, I just wanted to ask Mark, you said it was in 1960. What was the context? Was that in a show?
It was written for a Broadway musical by Jerry Herman. It was his first work for Broadway. It was Israel was only 13 years old at that point, and it has sort of a lighthearted plot. It's not a serious plot. It's about a bunch of Jewish American widows who go to Israel to find husbands. That's the story of the show. There's nothing deeper than that. But this particular song at least gives us the spirit that was very strongly felt by the men who'd tilled the soil and built the kibbutzim and so forth. So that's what attracts me to that song.
No, still translates today some, but things have changed a lot too. Wow.
Yep.
Well, thanks for introducing us. What's the play called?
It's called Milk and Honey. That's the title song of the show, Milk and Honey. You can get the original cast album if you're interested.
Thanks for bringing it to us. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a song called Ruby Sales and Jonathan Daniels. It's a song about the aftermath of the Selma to Montgomery March in Alabama in 1965 that was led by Martin Luther King and many, many other ministers. Ruby Sales was a 17-year-old black teen, and Jonathan Daniels was a 26-year-old white divinity student. And this song is my lyrics with music played by John Bachman and sung by Allison Skoltok. So, Ben, do you have the lyrics and the music? Here we go. Thank you.
We got them queued up. I'll play it.
Thank you.
Say who's performing it again?
It's John Bachman's wrote and is performing the music, and Allison Skoltok is the 17-year-old girl singing.
Went to Selma at 17 to fight for civil rights, to march to Montgomery. We blacks marched with some whites. My mama called me on the phone. She called me in distress. Dreamt she saw me in a coffin wearing my pink dress. Oh, mama, my death you did foresee. But then John Daniels gave his life for me. When the Selma March was over, we had to do much more. So I joined in with some others to picket an all-white store. John Daniels, a white preacher boy, he marched along with me. They threw us in the Haynesville jail. In 6 days they set us free. To quench our thirst, we headed for the cash and carry store. And Tom Coleman with a shotgun, he stood there in the door. fist, I'll get off this land. And his voice was full of hate. He told us sons of bitches that death would be our fate. Oh, mama, my death you did foresee. Then John Daniels gave his life for me. Suddenly John yanked me down as I heard the shotgun sound. When I came to, I saw by me John dead upon the ground. John Daniels is a hero, and I can tell you why. He gave his life for mine in the twinkle of an eye. I went to Alabama with ideas so high and pure, but those 6 days in Haynesville, I'm changed forevermore. For that act to have real meaning, I'll do my best to try to fight the fight for justice until the day I die. Oh, mama, my death you did foresee. Then John Daniels gave his life for me.
Obviously, that's a true story, and Ruby Sales lived to start a civil rights group in Atlanta called the Spirit House Project, which is dedicated to Jonathan Daniels.
Beautiful. So, Roy, say a little more about the artistic collaboration aspect of it, and how, because I've seen you bring a few pieces here where you have other people singing songs you've written.
Well, I read what Ruby Sales said at Julian Bond's memorial service in Washington in the Washington Post. I went to a songwriting camp with John McCutcheon to learn how to write this, and in the course of doing that, I had email exchange with a former associate of mine at EPA who I've never met, and I told him what I was doing at a songwriting camp to learn to write a song about this. I sent him my lyrics, and 2 days later, he sent me the music that you just heard, performed by him. I suggested we should spread this around, and he suggested that a song performed by a 65-year-old white man playing the part of a 17-year-old black teenager would probably not be all that convincing. So he found Allison to sing it. And if we ever have to do it publicly, we're in trouble, because neither John or I can find Allison anywhere.
Wow. Well, it's beautiful how you bring your passion for writing into a way that the audience will hear the story. And I love that.
I now consider John Bachman my best friend who I've never met.
Beautiful. I'm going to bring on Steve Siegelbaum. Steve, welcome. I'll get out of your way. Except to ask you to unmute.
There we go. Well, Roy, thank you for that. Obviously, as a veteran of a couple of John McCutcheon songwriting camps, I can attest that you learned well. I really appreciated the storytelling of that with details, and yet the song flows, and how important the song is, because it reflects on what for many of us in our age bracket, I'm beyond your age bracket, I can assure you, was maybe the seminal events of our lives, the civil rights movement, and so to recall those who gave their lives is an important thing in and of itself. And this song does it really well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to do a song that I don't know very well because I literally just wrote the verses like within the last 2 days. But I wrote the chorus about 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to challenge the rest of you folks listening in. I sang the chorus for a few folks a day before yesterday, and one of the listeners was a 4-year-old girl. And I'm told by her mother that she learned that chorus and was singing it all yesterday. So y'all can at least learn the chorus. It'll come around a few times. At the very least, it includes a part where you don't sing, you just go. And that's pretty easy to learn. So here we go. Peace Fire, dedicated to my comrades in Jewish Voice for Peace.
Steve, I'm going to interrupt to make sure you got the original sound on in the upper left.
Yep, it's original sound on. There we go. Thank you, Ben.
Great.
We're gonna build a peace fire, a now and forever ceasefire. Toss all the weapons on a funeral pyre. Help us to build a peace fire. Try that with the clapping. Help us to build a peace fire. Light the fire with an olive branch. Join hands in joyful dance. Nothing to lose, a world to gain. A world at war is just insane. We're gonna build a peace fire, a now and forever ceasefire. Toss all the weapons on a funeral pyre. Help us to build a peace fire. Throw in every bomb and gun. Make the flames leap toward the sun. Melt down every tool of war. Listen to that fire roar. And we're gonna build a peace fire, a now and forever ceasefire. Toss all the weapons on a funeral pyre. Help us to build a peace fire. Not gonna let the embers die. Brighten up that shrouded sky. Make them burn in every heart before another war can start. And we're gonna build a peace fire, a now and forever ceasefire. Toss all the weapons on a funeral pyre. Help us to build a peace fire. From a spark, a wildfire, raging in the widening gyre. This can be the conflagration, bringing peace to every nation. We're gonna build a peace fire, a now and forever ceasefire. Toss all the weapons on a funeral pyre. Help us to build a peace fire. Help us to build a peace fire.
Bravo, Steve. Love the song. My first time hearing it. Well, I guess probably
Mine
one of your
too.
first time playing it.
Yeah.
Am I right? out in my neck of the woods, I've been singing at a lot of Palestine solidarity events in Western Massachusetts, and it definitely seems like the most well-organized group out here as far as organizing those is the Jewish Voice for Peace. So it's cool that you wrote this for your comrades at JVP. You know, the other thing is, it seems to me like the concept of the peace fire, you know, does call into question like that there's something to burn down too, you know, like it's
all those weapons.
Yeah, I got that idea, and maybe the ideology behind the weapons as well. And I think that's a beautiful image. I don't know if you want to say anything more about it.
Well, the song, of course, is both specific to what's going on, the horror inflicted upon the people in Gaza, but it also is more broadly related to all wars and violence. You know, the song concludes, this can be the conflagration that bringing peace to every nation.
Love it. Thank you. Hope to hear that out at some of these demonstrations soon. I want to see, do we have Robert May in the house? We were trying to get him, and we just needed to get the sound setting right. So yeah, we always do the little sound checks beforehand, and I know the schedule doesn't always work out, but we can help you sound your best on Zoom. Sounded okay for me? Yeah, thumbs up if this is good and going well. I want to, yeah, gosh, I got inspired to do the only Irish song I really know, because Rick sang that beautiful song by Tom Paxton. This one is a song by David Rovix. It's called "Song for the St. Patrick Battalion," and this is about a true story. This is actually a true story of Irish people during the Mexican American War, the war that took over huge parts of Mexico and turned them into California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. So here it goes. One thing I'll do, I am running the meeting and singing at the same time. Here we go. John Riley, I'll have your ear only a while. I left my dear home in Ireland. It was death, starvation, or exile. And when I got to America, it was my duty to go. Enter the army and slog across Texas to join in the war against Mexico. And it was there in the pueblos and hillsides that I saw the mistake I had made. Part of a conquering army with the morals of a bayonet blade. And there amidst all these poor dying Catholics, the screaming children, burning stench of it all, myself and 200 Irishmen decided to rise to the call. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We marched neath the green flag of St. Patrick, emblazoned with Erin go Bragh. bright with the harp and the shamrock, and Libertad para Republica. Just 50 years after Wolf Tone, 5,000 miles away, the Yanks called us a legion of strangers, and they can talk as they may, but from Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We fought them at Matamoros, where their volunteers were raping the nuns. In Monterrey and Cerro Gordo, we fought on as Ireland's sons. We were the red-headed fighters for freedom, midst these brown-skinned women and men. Side by side we fought against tyranny, and I dare say we do it again. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. Fought them in 5 major battles. Churubusco was the last. Overwhelmed by the cannons from Boston, we fell after each mortar blast. Most of us died on that hillside at the service of the Mexican state. So far from our occupied homeland, we were heroes and victims of fate. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. Wow, wow. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Well, it's been great being with you all. I think we are done with the group of singers we had programmed for tonight. Unless I skipped over anybody and I missed anybody. Last chance.
Robert
right.
May never made it back.
We will get him back in April 11th, I hope. And feel free to sign up again. Tell your friends about the People's Music Network. Do you have friends who are musicians, who write songs, who sing songs? Like, did I mention the song I just sang that was written by David Rovics? He wrote that in 2001, the song for the St. Patrick Battalion. Thanks for all the comments in the chat, everybody. Yeah, and peoplesmusic.org, you know, we're doing these events monthly, Songs for Our Time. We need to build this community, friends. We need to build the People's Music Network, and we need our members, which is you guys, to let other people know. See, this is the cool thing about the People's Music Network. It's been like this since the late 70s, is when we gain something through community. We hold a space for others to join that community. And that's the reason to grow the network, is because we gain something from each other, some kind of inspiration, some kind of insight. So please reach out to your friends, let them know about the People's Music Network, encourage them to sign up for these song swaps, and encourage them to become members of PMN. Thank you all very much. I'm going to cut the live stream